All right, everybody, we did a lesson last week on Zoom, and it was moving chords up the neck. We used the song Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Just slowly moving chords up the neck. It just repeats the same thing for the whole song. But I also wanted to give other examples, and I mentioned this particular song, and somebody requested that I do a tutorial on it. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I never understood a thing a third he said to help him drink his wine. And he always had some modified wine, singing joy to the world. All the boys and girls, joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea, joy to you and me. All right. So it only has that little walk up. It's the same thing over and over again at the beginning of every verse. But as you could tell, that wasn't the key that I normally would do it in, right? That was a little high for me. Also, it's 8:15 in the morning. But so it's a little high for me. But I'm going to show you it in a few different keys, so that way you can number one, decide what works for you, but also learn how to do it in different keys to sort of learn your way around the fretboard a little bit better. All right, so this one was in the key of C, right? But the walk up starts with a B flat, all right? So this is a B flat, but you could also go ahead and do like that. That's the way I usually ask people to start learning how to do it, but you'll see me do it both ways. Today, I'll probably just do it like this. The reason why I would want you to start learning to do the bar all the way across is sometimes when you're doing a bar chord in this song and other songs, it might go from, let's just say this is a B flat, but then we need a B flat 7. In order to do a B flat 7, you would raise your ring finger up. And if you had your finger back here, that would not be a B flat 7. You would have to move this finger too. So that just makes it a little easier. So you can just do that, or the opposite. If you go from a B7 to a B, or it's a B flat, but that goes for any chord anywhere. If you just go ahead and put the bar all the way across, that allows you to just maybe lift one finger or add a finger, and it changes the chord without having to reconfigure your whole hand. Anyways, I digress. All right, so for this one, it is in B flat, right? So either way you do it, that's a B flat. Another way to say it is 3, 2, 1, 1, right? Third fret, second fret, first fret, first fret. 3, 2, 1, 1. So sometimes people write that on their sheets. That's just another way of looking at it if there isn't space for a diagram or whatever. But what we're gonna do is just do one quick strum of B flat. You can use your thumb or your pointer finger, whatever you wanna do. And then you move everything up one fret. Up this way means getting higher, right? See how the notes got higher? That's moving up the neck, is going like that, all right? So it does that twice, all right? B flat, B, C. Kirk, that's not a C. A C's like this. Well, this is a alternate C, a different voicing of C, or C in the second position, or some people call this C in the third position because it's from the third fret. I usually just call it the second position C. All right, so that's what we're doing. B flat, B, C. And that's where you start singing, is on that C. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said. Now that we're doing A flat here. Said, and he helped me drink his wine. And he always had I'll post full song sheets in a bunch of different keys for you to give it a shot. So that is in the key of C, because that's where it ends up. So we're walking into the key, right? Right? Jeremiah was a bullfrog. All right, we're not going to do the whole song right now, but just work on that. Just going. And if you want to add the Jeremiah on the C, that would be great. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. All right. So we're not going to worry about the whole song right now. We are just going to do the intro, that little walk up. All right, this next one is in the key of G. All right. Now, we do G like this, right? But for this particular one, I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing it. Kirk, I don't want to learn 2 different ways. You don't have to learn it. I'm just going to show it. You just do whatever you want with it. All right, so this is a G. Now, another way of playing that is like that. You put your pointer finger all the way across the 2nd fret, and then your ring fingers on the 4th fret, your middle fingers on the 2nd fret. Now, if you look at it closely, if you lift this up, these 3 notes are identical to those 3 notes, right? So all we're doing now is adding that, which we don't even need that note because we're gonna cancel it out with this ring finger. Now, if you look at it closely again, this is an F shape using these 2 fingers, right? Watch this, right? That's an F shape. We're just using different fingers. Usually we'd do an F like that, right? But right now we're doing an F like that, and we're gonna pretend our bar is there because that's where we're gonna start this walk up in the key of G, right? No, sorry. Same thing, we get to that 3rd chord, so it's an F, F sharp, G. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said, helped him drink his wine, and he always had some mighty fine wine, right? So that's all we're doing. We're moving that shape up 1 fret or a half step, and then 1 more half step, and an alternate G shaping, right? Instead of doing the G like that, we're doing like that. And just for a side note, we talked about this in the lesson. Anywhere on the whole fretboard that you move this shape, as long as you keep it exactly the same, is a major chord shape. You might not know what chord it is, but it is a major chord, all right? So if we just, hey, let's stop here. All right, what could this be? We got a pointer finger on the 8th fret, right? Let's count it off. This is a G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, or D flat, right? So, but it's a major chord. Anyways, I digressed again, but I like to show layers so that way everybody is learning something new. All right, so that was in the key of G. All right, let's switch it again. All right, this is gonna be in the key of D. Oh, you know what? I said I was gonna show you 2 different ways of playing the G. All right, here's another one. If you guys have been watching my tutorials or my lessons, I talk about pinky D a lot, right? It is a D chord, 2nd fret, and your pinky is on the 5th fret of the A string. All right? So they're doing this, we do a pinky D. Why do you want to do that, Kirk? Because this makes it movable now, right? If you take that and you move it up 1, 2, that's the E chord that everybody avoids doing. That is an alternate E. I know some people want to try to do the E like that. This is much easier for me anyways. But anyways, so that's an E, but if you move it up one more, that is the second position F chord. Instead of playing an F like this, all right? And now, for the same intro in different chord shapes, right? We did this, the F shape, if you want to call it that. Now we're doing a D shape, right? But we're going to start on the F chord, which is the 5th fret, and then your pinky is going to be on the 8th fret. But we're going to walk up to a G, F, F sharp, G. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said. There you go. I'm trying to walk all the way up here, but this is just alternatives, options for whatever you guys want to do. So if you want to learn the whole song up the neck, you can do the whole thing right up here. All right, so that was 2 ways of playing it in the key of G. Now we're going to move to the key D. All right, C, it's in the key of D, but we're going to walk up from a C, right? So we did this alternate C, second position C, right? It's the same shape as a B flat, same shape as a B. Move it up one more, and that's a C, right? We just did that in one of the other keys. But now we're going to walk this up to C, C sharp, D. D is going to be on the 5th fret, pointer finger on the 5th fret, middle finger on the 7th fret. I'm sorry, ring finger on the 7th fret, and middle finger on the 6th fret. But now we're going to go. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Even higher. Never understood a single word he said. Anyways, we'll figure out all the rest later. The main thing is just learning that first little riff, first walk up, right? Jeremiah was. You could also sing low, but in the song they go high, so that's why I'm getting drawn to that. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. You could totally do that, right? All right. You could also do the pinky D. We're actually going to the pinky D. That's a C sharp, and you can start the walk up like this. Instead of using your 3rd finger for that C chord, you could just totally go like that. Right? Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Right? Anywhere you move this on the whole fretboard is a major shape. So if you're looking, somebody's like, oh, it's a major, something major, you know what some of the possible shapes are, right? Just like we did that F shape everywhere, that is one of the different shapes for a major chord. All right, that's 2 ways to do it in the key of D. All right, what else do we got? All right, this is in the key of A, but we're going to start with that same F shape, but we're making a G. Instead of this F, we're starting on the G. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said. Helped him drink his wine. All right? But we're starting with that. All right? Another way we could do it, we could do that C shape, right? Pinky D shape, whatever you want to call it. Whatever way it's going to help you remember it. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. This is an A. 7th fret. Pinky G, move it up 1 for a G, pinky G sharp, and then move it up 1 more for a pinky A. All right, those are some options for you. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Basically, we did all 3 of the shapes. So the first shape we did was this, the B flat, but guess what? That's actually an A shape, right? So you could use that shape anywhere on the neck and walk it up. We could just go, hey, Jeremiah Was a good friend of mine. Never understood a thing. So I don't even know what key I'm playing in. I just moved it up there and just started, right? I could figure it out now. If you wanted to start all the way here, A, B flat, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, G. I guess that's it. Yep. Is that what I started at? All right. So, but that would make it in the key of A, right? Once I get it up there. But anyways, so those are the three of the major chord shapes: the A major, the C major, and the F major, right? Now, there are other ways of making major chords, but those are the three most common. We could do a totally different tutorial on that, but there it is. So I'll put it out there for you. You can give it a shot in all the different keys, see which one works for your voice, but also see which ones are challenging for you, and start learning your way around the fretboard and how to do some bar chords. You don't have to do bar chords for the whole song. You could just do that walk up as bar chords and then go right back to all open chords, depending on what key you're doing it in. But that walk up, you want to hear it, dun dun dun, right? Because you could do, I don't even know. See, even that ends up being a walk up, even though I'm doing a regular A and then a B flat, B, right? So anyways, just give yourself a little bit of grace and give yourself a shot. And if you have any questions, let me know. Have fun.